Hi, third graders, and Happy New Year to all of you. I hope you had a wonderful winter break, and here we are, we're back in school. Well, January brings us another month, and here we go. I picked out a book for you called Don't Pop Your Cork on Mondays. Now, don't worry, this book works any day of the week. It just happens to have the word Monday in the title. This book is going to help us take a look at how we can handle some stress that we may have in our lives. Let's get right into it. The book is written by Dr. Adolf Moser, and it's illustrated by Dave Pilkey. It happens every day. Some people come unstrung. They pop their corks, they start to yell, they begin to act like animals. Some people who are under stress growl like lions. Others act like monkeys and go bananas. Still others lose control and act like bulls. They smash everything in sight. There might be somebody you know in your life who acts like this. When things aren't going the way they want them to, they might get a little bit loud. They might get a little violent. Some people who are under stress don't yell and scream at all. They simply refuse to face the problem. And like ostriches, they bury their heads in the sand. Sometimes people cry, or they might want to run away. Others become very quiet, and just like turtles, they kind of go into their shells. So maybe you know that person who gets really loud when they're stressed or they're upset, but maybe you know somebody who gets real quiet too. And that turtle in the shell is a good example. They just kind of withdraw and they don't say much. How about you when you get stressed? Are you more on the loud lion side, or are you more on the quiet kind of turtle side when you're stressed? For me, I tend to get a little bit quiet when I'm stressed. At one time or another, stress affects everyone. It affects grocers and bankers, football players, cab drivers, teachers. Mothers are affected by stress, so are fathers. As you can see, there's some big life events that can affect stress, and even a football game can cause stress. Maybe you know that person who really gets into their sports teams. Many things cause stress for adults. A disagreement at work, traffic jam on the highway, long lines at the supermarket, a toilet overflowing, or sometimes adults have more work to do than they can handle. Or they lose their jobs, or there isn't enough money to pay the bills and buy the things they need. One of the worst things about stress is that it's often passed on from one person to another. If business is poor, the boss gets upset and yells at an employee. During lunch, the employee is rude to a waitress. The waitress goes home that night and scolds her children. Finally, the children yell at the dog. But what's the poor dog to do? See how stress can be passed from one person to another. When adults are under stress, some of them lose control. They might say awful things, they might even become dangerous, and sometimes they might even hit people. When adults act in this way, it's very wise to back off and give them some time and space to blow off steam. I've talked to many kids who maybe want to fix some stress that their parents are having, but you know what, kids? That's the adult's job to get that fixed. It's best for you to just keep yourself safe. Children are affected by stress too. You feel stressed out when you can't understand your homework assignment, or you've forgotten to study for a big test, or your best friend won't talk to you, or other kids pick on you, or they completely ignore you, or when you think you're too tall, too short, too fat, too thin, too young, too old. You also get stressed out when your parents scream and argue, or when your parents don't take time to listen to your problems. You know, in this time of distance learning, maybe you get stressed when your computer won't work. Maybe you get stressed when you can't see your friends every day at school. Maybe you get stressed when your assignments seem to keep piling up. Those are all things that can cause stress, and that is definitely real, but realize most everybody is going through the same things. So stress affects all of us, and it has since time began. Long, long ago, our caveman relatives experienced stress. When they hunted for food, a hungry bear or tiger might suddenly attack them. This caused tremendous stress. Suddenly, hundreds of changes occurred inside their bodies. Their hearts pounded faster, energy rushed to their muscles. Instantly, they were ready to fight or run to safety. Yeah, we call that fight or flight. Today, people are rarely attacked by tigers or bears. Instead, here's where our stress comes from. Will I arrive at school on time? Will I get a passing grade? What will happen to me if I don't get a passing grade? These fears are not life or death threats, they're psychological threats, but our nervous system doesn't always know the difference. So we react to these threats in much the same way our ancestors reacted when wild animals attacked them. Have you ever had that happen, where maybe something came up at school or home and you felt your heart start pounding and you felt like you just needed to get away, or you started to argue with somebody? Those are those things inside our body that happen, just like way back when the cavemen were being chased by bears or tigers. Some stress can be good for us. It can help us become more alert and more careful. When we cross a busy street, stress can make us take our time. When we're anxious about passing a test, stress urges us to study more. If we're determined to win a sports contest, stress makes us practice harder. So I think, students, that's a little known fact that, you know what? Stress isn't all bad. It can help to motivate us to do well in school or other activities that we like. When we're under stress, our muscles get a big dose of extra energy that prepares us to fight or run. But how can we physically fight a quiz? We can't, and we can't run away from it either. Because we don't burn up the extra energy in our muscles, our bodies become tense, our hearts pound faster, we worry and fret, we might start feeling very tired, and you could even become sick. So there it is. That's why we want to be able to handle our stress. We don't want to end up being sick from something that maybe we could do some things to handle. Don't worry, there's some ideas in the book. However, the next time you feel uptight, like your spring is sprung, or you're just not right, when you're mad as a hornet, or sweating from fright, or you can't go to sleep and it's late at night, when you're red-faced with anger and your cork's gonna pop, stop. There are ways that you can reduce your stress if you learn how. So as we head into this next part, what is it that makes you feel stressed? Is it a brother or a sister? Is it something happening in your house? Is it a pet? Is it school? Is it schoolwork? Whatever it is, think about it, and when we get some of these ideas, maybe you can put some into action. Before things get out of hand, exercise your tension away. Burn off that extra energy. Run, swim, jump rope, pedal a bike. Do sit-ups, ride a skateboard, take a whack at a baseball, dance, sing, twist and shout. Release the stress. Let it all out. Being active is a great way to get rid of your stress, as long as you're doing it in a safe way. Or shake your tension away. Pretend you're a playful wet puppy, wiggle and jiggle, shake all over. As imaginary drops of water fly in every direction, you'll feel the tension leave your body. Another fun way to release stress is to out-tension the tension. Next time your muscles feel tight, tighten them even more. Start with your feet, curl your toes into a tight ball, feel the tension build. Now tighten your legs, then your stomach, then your chest. Now tighten your hands, your arms, your shoulders, your neck, your face, your head. From the tips of your toes to the tops of your elbows, your muscles are tight with tension. Hold it. Count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now release every part of your body and let all the tension go. Relax, relax, relax until you're like a rag doll. That's a really good tip, and it works right at bedtime too if you need to get into a more relaxed spot so you can fall asleep. Or breathe your stress away. Lie down in a quiet place, close your eyes, place your hand over your ribs or your belly. Think of your belly as a balloon. Take a deep breath, breathe in slowly through your nose until that balloon feels full. Hold it, count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then breathe out slowly through your mouth. Repeat the exercise several times. Each time you will become more and more relaxed. So we have exercise, we have out tension the tension, and we have breathe so far. All three of those things are some things you can do. Now, pretend you're a butterfly floating on the breeze. Imagine a peaceful meadow where beautiful flowers gently sway. Feel warm sunlight flow through your veins. Tell yourself, my whole body is warm and comfortable. I am calm and relaxed. Because I'm calm and relaxed, everything is okay. I can handle every problem. So thinking about a place that makes us feel good and comfortable, that's another great strategy. Be thinking about these strategies, students, because in the Google form, I'm going to ask you where your most comfortable place would be if you needed to think of one. Relaxing may not solve every problem, but once you relax, problems won't seem quite as big, and it'll make it easier to solve them. Remember, you can change your life. You can control your reactions. You do have the ability to relax your body. You can deal with stress, exercise and let it out, shake it away, out tension the tension, breathe the tension away. You do have the power to make your life better. So true, students. I know you can do it. So, don't pop your cork on Mondays. On Tuesdays, keep your cool. Always stay calm on Wednesdays. Thursdays, don't play the fool. Don't be glum on Fridays. On Saturdays, live to the max. Sundays will be fun days if you relax, relax, relax. And guess what, students? Right at the end of the book, they have all the days of the school week covered. They have Don't Feed the Monster on Tuesdays, and that's about feeling good about yourself. Don't Rant and Rave on Wednesdays. It's an anti-anger book. Don't Despair on Thursdays. That's about handling grief. And on Friday, Don't Tell a Whopper on Fridays. And that's the Truth Control book. So a lot of great books in this series. I hope you picked up some ideas about relaxing here with our Don't Pop Your Cork on Mondays. I thought it was an important book to read this time because you know what? We're still going through some changes and some transitions with school. Pretty soon, most of you are going to be back here in school. In the near future, many kids will be back here in school. And as you transition back to school, we want you to have some ideas if you're feeling that stress. Now, the book mentioned a lot of things you can do, but don't forget, find that person you can talk to that you trust. Is it your mom or dad? Maybe your teacher? I'm always here for you. So find that person you trust who's going to help you and talk to them too if you really need to. But try some of these ideas, students. And I'm going to give you some questions and some challenges on the Google form that goes along with this book. I can't wait to read your ideas. Most everybody who responded to the last Google form, I actually gave them a personal email. So if you didn't check your email from the last one, you might want to check it. You probably have a message from me if you filled out the Google form. So great to be with you, students. I'll see you next time.